place would be empty because nobody's rent. Friday comes, that place would be packed.
Yeah,
because everybody wanted that. What they call it, the new movie or whatever. That if you rent it Friday, new release that by Saturday you had to take it back.
Yeah.
Or if you took a movie that was not a new release, you can take it Friday and don't bring it back to Monday. But you always had to make sure it was rewind. But then at that time, I was already renting DVDs.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the late fees or whatever it was. So watching that fucking documentary, and I still got 30 minutes, like I said, it was a cool nostalgia, like having those memories of going to Blockbuster.
Stupid question. When they had the DVDs, you didn't have to rewind it, right?
No.
Because once it's over, it's over.
That's it. And you put it back in the thing. The only thing is the fucking cassette tapes. It's watch it, be kind and rewind. Yeah. That's where it comes from. And then you just, if you didn't rewind it, they'll charge you like an extra $1.
I know.
And I remember when Blockbuster was going to close, they were selling the DVDs like $5. And me and Margarita at the time, who was my girl, we went to that Blockbuster in where Food Bazaar's at, and we bought some movies. And I told her, "Look, I got the card. Let me rent some games."
Yeah.
Like that comedian said, "Yo, I rented 5 games and I never took them back because I knew they were gonna close. They're not gonna carry me." So I was like, I took 2 games. And I never had to return it. The only thing is that it came in a Blockbuster case. It didn't come in that, but I didn't care. I wasn't going to take it back. And if they charged me, because it said everything must go, I knew they were going to close. So I was cool with that. But yeah, it was a cool documentary.
Yeah, no, same thing. I used to go to the one in 178. That's the only one I think I knew.
Yeah, I didn't know any other one in New York.
Me,
in Uptown.
So yeah, I would go there. I mean, I had different spots, like a block away from the Blockbuster. There was another Chino's between 177, right across from Mambi's, 177 between St. Nick between Broadway and Fort Washington, I think.
177.
Yeah, Chino's
on the left.
Yeah,
and was it a downstairs? Like you go down,
sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, by the laundromat that was there. Yeah,
it was that laundromat, and they had the guy always had enough copies, so I would go there because it was a little bit cheaper. Because every time I go to Blockbuster, that line used to be crazy. If you went Friday night or Saturday, especially if you go in late, you were like, oh fuck. Like sometimes I didn't have patience for that shit. I was like, fuck that shit. Drop the movie, but. Yeah,
and then I used to drop them off before taking the bus to Walgreens.
I used to always be late.
You had they had the slot, so you could just throw it in.
I was always late with that shit.
So I was good with that.
I used to hate, like, that was the one thing.
And then when I used to come home, if I had an early shift and I had time to kill and I crossed the bridge, I would go to the Blockbuster just to chill in there.
Yeah.
Because they were selling candy, popcorn.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, okay. And then if I find a movie I want to watch,
you just rent it.
I'd rent it and go home.
And I remember I would owe, so then I would borrow my sister's card. So, like, if she was in good standings, yo, let me your card. Why? I still owe one. Still owe, like, whatever, $8, $10 and until... Nah, I loved Blockbuster when it first came out. Like the guy was saying, like, you know, you rent 2 movies. Like if you're a couple, that person rents 1 movie, then you rent whatever you want.
Yeah.
Or you rent, like, if it was raining, you rent like 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever a limit. It's just how many. It's the only limit they had was with the new releases. Those are the ones that you had to bring back. But it was
like the guy said, like, they would give you that ticket. Like, this one comes this, and you're like, I used to lose that shit all the time.
You don't remember. You bring them all at the same time.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, they charge you late fee. It was like it's like a library. When you take out a book.
So, what was your rental place to go to before that?
So, because I grew up in 160, we had 2 rental places we used to go to. There was one on 158 in Broadway. I forget the name of that video spot. And then 163 in St. Nick. There used to be a small video store there also that my mom used to take us to go rent videos. With same thing, same process. We had an ID, or they used to write it on their book that Miss Martinez or whatever took these tapes out, and she has to bring them back by this day. So we used to go there, but then when Blockbuster came, I think she became a member there, or we stopped renting for a while. Because I used to rent WWF tapes.
Yeah.
She used to let me rent WWF tapes. But like old pay-per-view, so like let's say it was WrestleMania that's coming up now.
Yeah.
They will have the tape 2 years later. So I will rent it because I never got to watch it. All I heard was whoever got to order the pay-per-view, they talk about it, and I still don't know nothing. But I'm like, I gotta wait at least a year to get that videotape.
Yeah.
So I used to do that, or the old Kung Fu flicks.
Oh, I used to love renting
To rent the Kung Fu flicks. But my mom was heavy on renting Spanish movies. You know, like Vicente Fernandez. Yeah. All the Spanish movies my mom's always read because she don't speak English. My dad didn't care, but he always wanted the Spanish movies too. So it was me and Alex. We always wanted at least one English movie. I think we used to rent like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Yeah. Anything that had to do with karate, we would watch.
Yeah, I used to go to. There used to be one in 175th in Broadway that I would go rent movies. I think there was one closer. Probably like in 175th, but in St. Nick, I think, around my old school. There was that one I said 177. There was, I think, one in Anthony's block. Okay. 181st. There was one, I think, around Bennett that I would go with them to rent movies. I think it was across the street from where he used to hang out. And I remember sometimes he's in the black box. Some of them didn't even have. This one, it was old school. It would just be black boxes kind of facing. And you would have to go and see what movie it was. It was before like they started giving the actual one with the pictures.
So where I used to go before Blockbuster, you take the empty case to the guy and be like, yo, this is the movie I want. So he'll get the tape from the back and put it in the back and take it. Yeah. But this was actually the movie cover. It's not like Blockbuster that you get the blue. Yeah. Well, it's say Blockbuster, but in the back will say the description of the movie. Yeah, yeah. And I think did they have the movie in the aisle, or in Blockbuster it was the same thing that they put the movie inside the thing?
That's a good question.
Was it for new releases? They didn't have they had the movie in the back, but older movies they already had in the aisle.
Yeah, I think so. I think the older movie already was inside
in the box.
I think, and then
the new releases you had to get it from the back. Yeah. And then if they didn't have enough copies, they'll tell you, "Oh, we don't have any. Some of them are coming back." And it's like that guy said that you'll wait to see people throwing the box. Oh, which movie's that? And I was like, yo, that's funny because I did that a few times. Like, yo, is that the movie that I'm looking for? Like, whatever's new.
Like, stay right here. I'm going to go look.
Yeah.
And then you both, let's split up. I'm going to go see if there's more of this movie. And then you see people taking your copy. You're like, fuck.
And hearing them.
And then you'll be like, yo, plan B. Yeah. Go to this movie.
But people.
Yo, that one is sold out too. Oh, fuck. We're going to have to watch
hearing people that used to work there made me want to get a job because they'd be like, yo, not only do I get to watch movies for free, but I'm chilling in a video store. Like, how hard can it be? It's not a hard. People ask you for advice, and for a person like me who likes watching movies, that would have been a perfect job for me.
That would have been a great job.
Me working in a video store.
Been a great job for you.
Nah, man, don't watch this one. This one sucks.
You would have had your own little section.
Yeah,
Al's Corner.
Al's Picks.
Yeah,
and then they have videos playing all around.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, what movie is that?
I hate it when it was like a new movie that I wanted to watch and it was on.
You'll stand there and watch?
No, because I'm like, I didn't want to be spoiled. So I'm like, oh, fuck.
No, man, but that documentary was good. I did watch another documentary in Netflix, but I forget the name of it. Oh, there was two movies that I watched that I told Yanni. One is called The Girl in the Basement, which is a Lifetime movie.
Oh, yeah, we watched that.
You watched it?
That shit was crazy.
Yo.
That shit was crazy.
Tell me that shit was not fucking weird. And that's a true story.
Yeah.
I Googled that. Because in the beginning of the movie, it goes,
Based on true events.
Based on true events. I was like, when I was watching the movie, I was like, no. There's no way this dude...
Yeah. Was he... One question. Was he the father or stepfather?
He's the father.
That's disgusting.
Yes! And in the true story, she has 6 kids.
Holy smokes.
6 and 1 died.
Shit.
And I'm like, shit, because, they did the American version and they dubbed it down a little bit.
Wait, where was it? Was it
in Austria?
Oh.
In the 80s, this happened for real.
Oh, okay.
And it was weird because Judd Nelson, who's from the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't picture him doing these type of roles. And that shit shocked me.
But he did a good role.
Yeah.
I hate that motherfucker.
I was like, yo, how the hell this motherfucker could do this? And the mother being so dumb.
Yeah. No, it's a good movie. If you guys get a chance to watch it.
I thought in the beginning it said 2 years ago. You know how...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because in the beginning it shows you when they're going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Then it goes 2 years ago. But it actually said 20 years ago. I was like, what the fuck? Then you start seeing why it's 20 years. But in reality, I think it was close to 25. 25 years that it really happened in the 80s.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance to watch it, it's a good movie. What's it called?
The Girl in the Basement.
Yeah, but
it's a Lifetime
it's a really strong movie.
Imagine they would have done that movie on Netflix.
Yeah, no, they did a good job. They knocked it out. It's a really like strong movie in the sense it's very graphical and whatnot. Man. Yeah. No, I saw that as well. Anything else you've watched?
I saw a movie called Son, like the son, like my son.
Yeah,
it's just called Son.
Yeah,
and it's a little. You think it's based on a cult, but at the same time, it's suspense, or like horror at the same time.
Yeah,
and you don't know if what her and the son's going through is it true, or she's crazy in the head. This is on the app also.
Okay.
And at the end, you see, be like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? Like, this is true then. What else did I watch? Last night I was watching Justice League because I know the new one's coming out Friday.
Okay. Yeah, me and my sister had told me to put it on, but I'm like, she thought it was. I'm like, I want to watch the new one.
The new one comes out Friday.
And she's like, put the old one. I'm like, I don't really want to watch it.
The new one is almost the same thing, but just more scenes, and it's a different director.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for that one. Then I watched Coming to America. People put in too much that they were putting high expectation because of the first one, how funny it was.
Yeah.
The second one is different from the first one. It had its funny moments. Leslie Jones and Tracy Morgan for me were the funny ones.
Yeah, they were.
Barron tells me he liked Wesley Snipes.
He was good too.
He was good, but for me, Leslie Jones and Tracy Morgan, and then seeing the old characters from the old movie.
Yeah. That
made it funny to me too. Like I was like, oh shit. Like the 2 rapping twins in the end.
Yeah.
They're from the original movie. They were rapping and thing. It was not the greatest movie, but it was decent.
Yeah, I think all of us had high expectations.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was a decent movie. I was gonna say, I actually prefer Dynamite, whatever.
Oh, Dolomite
as opposed to this one.
I still haven't watched that movie.
Oh yeah, Dolomite I like better than this movie. But yeah, so I watched the same thing. I watched the fucking Coming to America 2. What else?
I watched a documentary on Netflix about art. It was like fake art being sold in New York.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of it. It was I think the documentary is called Made You Look. So this lady was faking